Bear with me. It's a bit long, but it'll be worth it in the end. Living life through a lens, for it to be fogged for eternity, to see a blur but never make sense of the feeling. I felt that I would never know love. There was a feeling of lust, but never head over heels for someone. As a young kid, through visual experience, I was a very sexual being. I felt like my looks got me nowhere. I saw this one girl and thought she was incredibly beautiful. We would hang out and I got to know her a little bit. I decided to pour my heart out to her. 3 pages brought my heart to a spiral. She tossed my affection away like the sweat rolling down your face. It destroyed me, and I felt anger first. I stopped talking to girls for a bit. I ended up talking to her again, and we became the best of friends. But I was not over her. I wanted her, but she kept passing me off to her friends like she was my pimp. I did not know how to be seen. Her taste buds required a healthy dose of a prick. I did not want to be associated with being a dick. I tried and I pressed her to choose better men. I started to stop caring about my life. The focus was on her existence, yet I was tired of hearing these stories about these dudes, the disrespect, the mentality, the lack of being a good person. She always came to me for advice, and I was tired of stating the facts. So I rolled the dice and gave her 3 choices. Humans always want to choose what they want to hear. This path was repeated weekly with her own personal bias. I changed myself and did not allow myself to grow into who I should be. Friends saw the changes and effort I made for her. I was so wrapped around her finger, you would have thought she took my virginity. Too far gone, I had to throw out an ultimatum to regain my sanity. Over this emotional abuse I imposed on myself, I laid it flat out. You could say it was a synopsis of the 3 pages. I love you, and I want to be your man. I want to give you the world and be your goober. But I cannot accept how our current relationship is being handled. If you cannot see me the way I see you, then we must part ways. It breaks my heart to say this, but this will be goodbye. How serious I was, you would have thought this was in person. Yet this was through the phone. All the trips we have been on, the emotions we shared, the life we were planning together for the future was pending on this moment. I just needed to hear her say I want you, but I never got to hear those words. I went down a spiral and stopped trusting women, and I did not want to try to love another woman. I wanted her so bad. Time passes, and I joined a team of righteous men. Became a man of uniform and had a new swagger. I hit her up, and she answered the call. We linked up and started conversing like old times. She looked at me and made a comment. This comment was a deciding factor to me. It took some weight off my shoulders. I finally felt wanted, and it was great. But the time of affection had passed, and I was officially free from the emotional turmoil in my heart. I walked away from the conversation and began to forget about who she was. I felt like I had a lifetime of reflection. I separated myself from reality and pushed everyone out. I stopped sharing my thoughts with people and became cold. I have been told I have an ice heart, but nothing compared to the crucible I went through. Apparently, the similarities to a dog is the epitome of my existence. Or you could say a dog is simply better at being a human than me. But when you live under a shadow of thought for over a decade, you question if you're even worth living. She made me question life, and she was not even directing my story. But she left me with a great feeling of release. It took me grasping through straws to see it through, just to think to myself, what if I did not find a single straw?